So you want to Plat Sonic Super Racing?
Come on now, race! Everybody supersonic racing. Try to keep your feet right on the ground. When you're
Supersonic racing, there's no time to look around. When you're just supersonic racing. Come on, sing it with me. Running to the point of no return. Everybody's supersonic racing. Whoops,
Sweet.
wrong game. So you want to Plat Sonic Superstars? Why? No, seriously, you just want to tell your friends that you're the best at playing games? Or something? You think they seriously care about this? Or are you just spinning around in your chair doing nothing and contemplating about life what to do next? Well, okay, whatever the case may be, I'm going to show you how to do it. Welcome to the 5th episode of So You Want Plat series. In this episode, there are 39 trophies, but 38 to get the platinum, 20 bronze, 15 silver, and 3 gold. According to PSNprofiles.com, it's going to take you 11 hours and 3 playthroughs to do this, with a 5 out of 10 difficulty. Wait, what? 5 out of 10 difficulty? Are you saying this game is hard, or just as hard as Devil May Cry 3's platinum? Come on! Really? A Sonic game being hard? That's so unheard of. There's no way this game is that hard! Let's check it out! Oh yeah, by the way, if you're new here, this is a series that I talk about the most wacky and the hardest trophies to get in any game. Just a little fun guide to help you to play a certain game. Also, if you're looking for a specific trophy, use the chapter system down at the bottom to find it. Alrighty, I think that covers everything. On to Just Play the Game segment. These are all the trophies that you get by just playing the game. Let's go! First off, it's called Bridge Island Completed. I really hope you don't need me to explain how to do this. What are you, a game journalist? Well, if you are, you just beat the first level, and I really hope you can do that. Next up, we got Speed Jungle Completed. Just speed on through the jungle. I hope nothing blows up this time.
Blows up?
Take to the Sky with Sky Temple Completed. Just be careful not to fall. Pinball Carnival. I wish I was better at Sonic Spinball, Sonic Pinball Party, and pinball itself. I'm really bad at pinball. I still have nightmares about never completing those pinball games. But hey, this one was not that bad. Lagoon City Completed. One of the easiest Sonic water levels ever. Next, Sand Sanctuary Completed. You know, when I think of sand, I think of Sonic Riders. When I think of Sonic Riders, I'm begging Sega to make one! One more wonderful trophy named Press Factory Completed. We just got press on, everyone. Golden Capital Completed. We need to tell Fang the Sniper that bringing guns to a fistfight isn't cool. Cyber Station Completed. Just beat up your robot pal for life to go to the next level. Frozen Base Completed. Overall, this is not a bad time. You ever play Galaga? You got this. Egg Fortress Completed. Just beat the final level, and that's it for Just to Play the Game segment. By the time you finish your first playthrough ever on Sonic Superstars, you should have 11 out of 39 trophies. Just 27 more to get the plat. Now, let's talk about some other trophies that you could possibly got on your first playthrough. And I didn't put these on the Just to Play the Game segment because you could possibly miss this during your first playthrough. So let's try to avoid this.
Crisis of epic proportions.
Yeah, tell him, Sonic. So anyways, for Buddy Bond, you need a friend to forced to finish one level with them to get this trophy. As long as you have 2 controllers and a good friend, it can be any stage you want it to be. If for some reason they don't feel like playing with you, you can kill them right off the bat and finish the level all by yourself. Next up, we got Whirligig World. All you have to do is clear one bonus stage. How to get to one said bonus stage? Well, you need 50 rings and reach to a checkpoint. Then a black hole appears. Jump inside of the black hole and get around the dizzying level design, and hopefully you can get through it without losing your lunch. Before you ask about the other bonus stages, it has to be the one that's like the Sonic 1 style bonus stage, or else it won't count. I'll go more in depth with the bonus stages later in the video. I'll put a timestamp here so you can skip to it. Next up, we got 2 birds and 1 stone. I have no idea how I got this trophy. According to the internet that I read, you must make the sign of any Act 1 or any character act jump up in the air by jumping at the sign. I don't think that's necessarily true because I ran at the sign and accidentally got the trophy. So take what you will. And it's like the easiest silver trophy in the game. I don't get it. It's just weird. On to the next one. Fruity Frontier, clearing an Act Fruit stage. These are optional bonus stages that you can complete on your journey of your playthrough. Usually this bonus stage appears after you finish Act 1. You need at least one fruit to enter the stage and collect as many rings as possible, open the treasure chest, and you got it. Finding the required fruit is not that hard. I'm pretty sure you'll find one during your playthrough. They're the green pear looking things. It's just the fact that the bonus stages are optional that you could miss this during your first playthrough. Fruitful Endeavor. Yeah, this one's a bit strange. The trophy description is so vague. It says, turn Lagoon City's gold plate into a pile of fruit. What? Here, let me explain this. When you get to Lagoon City stage, there's going to be an Act Amy stage. When playing the stage, there's a fruit counter on the bottom left corner. You need to collect at least 100 fruit and beat the stage. Just be careful not to die, or else you have to restart the entire stage again, especially the rolling apples. Once you clear the stage with 100 fruit in your inventory, that should pop the trophy. But who's this character on the left side? Well, that's Trip the Sun Gazer. Trip is a new Sonic the Hedgehog character that appears in Sonic Superstars. A misunderstood character of the wrong place at the wrong time. A bit shy and she trips a lot, hence the name Trip. After you do your first playthrough, you unlock Trip. Then you replay the entire game again as Trip. During your second playthrough, nothing really much has changed, and maybe some differences here and there, and also increased difficulty. After you finish your second playthrough with Trip, you'll also unlock the trophy called Trip's Courage. I really like Trip. She's cute, awesome, and has a double jump. And she turns into a dragon! That's so cool! I really hope she sticks around in the Sonic universe. Well, I hate to say it, but now it's time to talk about the worst trophies to do in any Platinum. Grinding. No, not the grinding like grinding on the rails kind of thing. I mean like destroying 100 robots with each character kind of grinding. So let's dive right into it, shall we? For the next 5 trophies, I'm going to talk about grinding with each character to defeat 100 robots each. Alright, first up we got Heroic Blue Blur. Defeat 100 enemies with Sonic's Drop Dash. To do a Drop Dash with Sonic, you jump and hold down the X button to do a Drop Dash. What about grinding out the enemies, you might say? Well, I'll tell you. Go to Lagoon City Act 1 and fight the mini-boss there that happens to look like Squidward. Our friend Squidward over here will spawn out enemies for you, so keep drop dashing until you get the trophy. Also, try not to hit him because he won't spawn more enemies for you. I pretty much have the same strategy for Tender-Hearted Hammer-wielder trophy. Man, that's a mouthful to say. Travel back to the same mini-boss as before, but with Amy instead. Amy basically works like Sonic. You just jump and hold down X to do her hammer attack. Yep, you guessed it, I did the same exact thing for Crimson Guardian, but with Knuckles. With Knuckles, you have to glide into enemies. By doing that, you need to jump and then hold down X to glide with Knuckles. While gliding with Knuckles, try to get close to the ground as much as possible, that way you can get a streak. Oh yeah, that feels so good when you get a streak going. Prickly Protector isn't that bad at all. This double jump with Trip. Just make sure you're holding the X button on the second part of the jump. That way it would count. I got this trophy during my second playthrough at Golden Capital. It wasn't really that much of a grind at all for Trip. We meet again, my two-tailed nemesis, Tails. Tails, the too terrible, two-timing fox. Tails is the worst character to grind for. You must do Tails' tail attack 100 times for Aerial Takedown Artist trophy. This trophy is so agonizing to do. It is so situational what you must do. You must fly up underneath the enemy to defeat them by jumping and tapping the X button to fly. Even our pal Squidward can't even help us this time. Every time we hit an enemy here, it shoots us straight back down to the ground. Not very ideal situation for this. I even tried going as Super Tails and flying into enemies that way. That didn't seem to work here. Even tried using Time Stop. That didn't work. So I had to do this very old school by playing the game again and fly underneath enemies ever so slightly to defeat them. But after all this time wasted, it also helped me grind the 1000 enemy trophy. If you don't have enough by the time you finish with Tails, I would just recommend going back to Squidward and getting the rest for the all a day's work trophy. Using Supersonic helps a lot. Let's do something a little bit more fun now. Ring Collector. This is a super easy trophy. Just get 200 rings or more in any stage. If you haven't done this yet on your first playthrough, I would totally recommend it to do on the first stage. Pretty much you're bound to earn that trophy anyways when doing Ring King. Ring King, you need at least 10,000 rings to get this trophy. After I did my first 2 playthroughs of the game, I just kinda grinded off the first stage until I got the trophy. Oh no, not Metal Manifesto. Oh, this is the worst grinding trophy in the game. You need to collect 100 medals from bonus stages, but they don't explain what kind of bonus stage. You would think it'd be any bonus stage, like jumping into the ring and collecting 5 medals at a time, but no, it's the one with the checkpoint. You must do the one with the checkpoint, or else it won't count. Trust me, I spent a good amount of time thinking I was doing it correctly, but it turns out you need to do it in the Sonic 1 style bonus stage. I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for saying I don't like the Sonic 1 bonus stages. They make me so nauseous and all the different colors and it's just spinning around. I'd rather ride on the Sonic 2 half pipe, you know what I mean?
You know, I'd like to see you try to get out there and ride pipe half as hard as I do for a couple hours.
No, I'm good.
You know, girls see me and they see me riding pipe and they say, that's hot. That guy can really ride the pipe.
I did notice there was an update about like a couple of weeks ago. I don't know if the update actually changes anything in the game, and if it did, can you please let me know in the comments? Maybe the trophy was super glitchy on the PS5 or something. If you're lucky, you'll get the trophy after 34 times because you only get 3 medals at a time in the bonus stage. I think it's really dumb you can't use the other bonus stage where you get 5 at a time because that'd be less work. I do recommend you to bring in some friends along so you have more chances to get those medals. That way you can get this trophy out of the way faster. I think that wraps up everything I need to say about Metal Manifesto, so let's go on to getting some Chaos Emeralds. The next 8 trophies is about getting all the Chaos Emeralds and turning super. Oh hey, Mr. Sonic, what you got there? Oh, gotcha. You smug son of a... I thought we had something. How could you, Sonic? To get any Chaos Emerald, go to any stage and jump inside a giant ring. Then chase down the Chaos Emerald to get it. You have to swing on these nodes to get to the Chaos Emerald. Use the rings to extend your timer and watch out for bombs. Bombs will slow you down, but I totally recommend you to grab those arrows to speed you up next to the Chaos Emerald. I noticed that with the bombs you can do a light tap, that way you don't have to be sucked into it and get hit. Just as long as you're not holding down the X button, you should be fine. There are 7 Chaos Emeralds in all. Blue, red, purple, sky blue, green, yellow, and white. Every single one of these Chaos Emeralds have their unique abilities, like Avatar, where you can create clones of yourself and throw them at enemies. My personal favorite for Chaos Emerald powers has to be the red one, the yellow one, and the green one. I like the red one because it helped me a lot with bosses. The yellow one also helped me a lot with bosses too by slowing down time. And the green one really helps when you're looking for certain items on the map. Getting each Chaos Emerald isn't that bad until you hit green. With the green one, you have to plan ahead by jumping on the jump pads as high as you can and then fall down right on top of green to get it. Right after you get the green Chaos Emerald, it should be smooth sailing to get the other 2. And when you do get the last 2 Chaos Emerald, yellow and white, now we can turn it to Super! All we have to do is get Supercharged. Use the right stick, select Super, and then press square to become Super. After you get all the Chaos Emeralds first, of course. You can use all the characters to become Super, which is awesome. Okay, that's it for Just Play the Game, the segment, grinding, miscellaneous, and Chaos Emeralds. Now it's time to do the 4 hardest trophies in the whole game. This trophy is called Zap Scrap Star. For this trophy, you need to be at Frozen Base Act 2. You need to get through the act without getting hit, not even once. What's up with Sega making shoot-em-up stages lately? First Frontier is now this. What's going on here? Some might argue this is not hard, but I can totally see someone not being very familiar with shoot-em-ups and really struggling not to get hit during this part. I'm going to leave you a couple of pointers, okay? At the beginning of the act, you need to destroy 10 yellow and pink robots. You can destroy the robots by holding down X to shoot lasers. You can also use square button to drop off bombs at the robots. To make for good measure, I like holding down the square and the X button at the same time so I can destroy robots wherever I'm looking at. If you happen to get hit during this part, go ahead and hit restart. After you destroy those robots, you go into a mini boss fight. You can only damage it when it opens its hatch. What I like to do during this part while I'm shooting at the robot, I like to go in a loop, that way I can avoid the bullets as much as possible. We're going all the way to the top of the screen to all the way to the bottom of the screen. You just have to do everything in your power to avoid those bullets. Once you take care of the mini boss, now it's time for a real fight, the boss of the actual act. I do have to say this is probably the easiest part of the entire act. All you have to do is keep watch of above your head to avoid the bullets. And you have to shoot in between the metal eggs. And eventually, you pop all those green balloon looking things and you got it. The very last balloon is very tricky to hit. You can even see that when I'm speeding up the footage here. Just be patient and keep focused and you'll get it. Good job, let's move on. This trophy is called Fruitful. So, in order to achieve this trophy, you need 600 rings at any Act Fruit stage. I recommend the very first Act Fruit stage. I hate to say this, but I have to. Oh no, not you again! It's Tails! Why I have to must play as Tails to do any of this? Well, anyways, you need to hit all the targets in your way, all the balloons in your way. Make sure you get all the rings as much as possible to get 600. And if you happen to not get 600 by the time you hit the treasure chest, make sure you have at least 550. The treasure chest gives you 50 rings. This trophy is very tough. You can't even use the power of friendship to help you with this. But if you can remember to fly with Tails and sweep all the targets around, and popping every possible balloon as much as you can, avoiding the green laser at the bottom of the screen, it's okay to hit it once or twice during it. Let me show you an example of what it actually looks like for a good run. Well, with enough practice, I know you can get this. Let's go fight the dragon.
What about the dragon? The dragon! The dragon!
Would someone stop this man from yelling dragon?
The dragon! The dragon! The dragon!
Victory Fanfare. Defeat the final true boss. To get to the final true boss, you must complete your first playthrough and your second playthrough with Trip, and collect all the Chaos Emeralds. If you ever fought a true final boss as Supersonic before, it should be pretty easy for you. However, this has been one of the tougher Supersonic stages I ever played. It seems like the ring spawning in the boss fight is very sporadic. If you see Knuckles or Tails, make sure you fly to them as fast as possible so you can get their rings. Make sure that ring counter is up. Then when you get to the final part of the boss fight, make sure you're actually hitting X in the circle. It did took me a couple of tries, but I eventually got it. One more trophy to get the platinum. Are you ready for this? I'm gonna put on some smooth music because our enemies are very smooth. Our last trophy is called Gold Enemy Hunter. There are 22 gold enemies to find in the game. Some gold enemies can be very tricky to find. I'm gonna give you a couple of tips. Usually when finding a gold enemy, it's really high up on the map. 90% of the time it is. If it's not, then check the lower part of the map. Make sure you complete the stage, that way the game saves that you have gotten the golden enemy. Bring a friend along, that way it makes it more fun to look for these golden enemies. And as for characters to play as, I'm going to have to say play as Trip or Tails. Oh no, not you again! I don't want to play as Tails. My sister made me play as Tails all the time. Why are you telling you my childhood trauma? Tails is not that bad. Anyways, and also use the Chaos Emerald's abilities to get certain golden enemies as well. And one more thing you have to remember. Do not die after you get the enemy. If you die during a boss fight, guess what? You're going to have to replay the entire stage again. That's why I highly recommend you bring a friend along. That way you have more chances to get through the levels. I'm going to do this as quickly as possible, but precise and concise. Alright, here we go. The first gold enemy is near the second half pipe. If you're going straight through, you probably see it. Stick to the top of the level until you see some windmills and palm trees, and use the purple eye power-up to fly up and find the golden enemy there. Stick to the top path until you start sliding down some vines, and you'll find a checkpoint with some floating platforms. Fly up on the left side and hit a button, and it'll shoot out a grappling hook, and you should see a golden frog on top of that. After you escape from Fang from the first time, you'll hit a checkpoint. Use the bullet power-up to go to the top left side and you'll find a golden beetle. If you find yourself in a dank cave, Keep going up and left until you find the golden bat. In this stage, you want to stick to the top right as much as possible until you hit some fans, and as you're going down the hill, you'll see some platforms above your head. Fly up and you see a tank? This one's really weird. It's right in the beginning of the stage. Keep going to the top right path, and then when you see a crab and some bumpers, you're really nearby a golden bat. When you get to a pinball table with a roller coaster on top, fly up onto the roller coaster and take a ride. Once you finish taking that ride, you'll see the most dreaded evil thing around, Tails doll. Take it out and bam! Keep taking the top path until you see a waterfall between two columns. Use the water power up to go up the waterfall, and to your left there it is. Keep on going on the top path until you need a green power up. Use the vine to get to the golden enemy. Keep taking the top path until you start sliding on some water slides, and then you see some columns. Climb up them and it should be there. Go on the top right path and climb up the sands. Go up some hills and there it is. Once you hit the second main room, go underneath this speed panel. Stick to the bottom as much as possible. Avoid the traps from going up a layer. You want to be at the lowest layer to find the golden bat. Awesome, we're more than halfway now. After you take the second rocket, go up to the top right until you find some squid boys, and there it will be. When you reach to the background for the second time, play some pinball and make it up to the forefront and walk back just a little bit to find a pretty gold mantis. Or is it foreground? Wherever you get to front of the screen, okay? If you go inside of a second drill, you've gone too far. When you see a checkpoint and there's spikes above it, you're nearby the golden enemy. Go to the left, fly up on the fan, and glide your way over to find the gold enemy. When you get to the checkpoint next to the lava area, do not get the checkpoint before fighting Fang in the lava area hoverboarding section. Because if you just simply run back, you'll find the golden seahorse over a lava pit. This is one of the few times in the game where you have to take the lower path. When you see this checkpoint, the gold enemy is literally above your head to the left. When you see a checkpoint next to some collapsing platforms, go to the left and you should see a gold enemy there. The checkpoint is before a avalanche section. Keep on taking the top path with tails and hit a checkpoint. When you hit a checkpoint, you'll go through 2 loop-de-loops, and the gold enemy should be right above the conveyor belt. After hitting a checkpoint and going across the second cyber bridge, go up the elevator, jump on the block, and fly up to the left. It should be next to the Eggman drawing. It's a gold beetle. One more to go, but it's the hardest one to get. Keep taking the lowest path until you reach a pipe. Once you go for the pipe, you should be on the second cyber bridge. The golden centipede should be right there. Nice! You got them all! Oh wait, there's one more thing I really have to tell you. You have to fight the final boss without dying. You know what that means if you actually do die? You have to re-get the golden enemy again. So that means you have to replay the final level again to get the gold enemy. Unless you skip the checkpoint before the final boss. The final boss can be pretty tough too, but with enough practice, I'm sure you can get it. If the final boss is the final hurdle for you, how about bring some friends along? 2 minds are better than 1, right? There's no shame to ask your friends for some help. I even asked my roommate to help me to get this. I mean, Sonic Superstars is 4 players, so, you know, 4 people against 1 final boss is not a bad idea if you ask me. And if there was 1 survivor that got through the first phase, everyone that didn't make it will come back. I know extra controllers are really expensive these days. I'm just giving you an option here. If you beat it on your first playthrough and you beat it on the second playthrough with a different variant of the final boss, and you beat the true final boss, I'm sure you can do this final boss without dying too, right? I know you can do it. I believe in you. Let's put Eggman back in his place. Woohoo! We did it! We got the plat! How you feel? I feel pretty good. You should feel good too, because you beat a game that's just as hard as Devil May Cry 3's platinum. Weird, right? I'm pretty sure they're only saying that because the gold enemies and you have to not die at the final boss. That's probably why they're ranking it so high for some reason. Actually, I don't think the platinum's that hard. I got the plat during the weekend it came out. Then again, I play too many video games for my own good. I should get out more, you know? Well, anyways, overall, I really enjoy Sonic Superstars. It's a great game. I had a great time with it. Very fun. That platinum, though, it was a bit grindy. Well, it was also a very good challenge to beat them. Would I recommend people to plat this game? Yeah, kind of. It's just a bit grindy. I don't like the grindy 100 enemies and 1,000 of them and the medals, especially the medals. The medals, I don't like grinding for the medals. That's just a bad time. But overall, a great game. I just don't like the grind for the platinum trophy. I do like the challenges though. The challenges were really good for this platinum trophy. I think it's time to wrap this up now. I hope all of you really enjoyed my new video that I made. It took me a couple of weeks to make, a lot of editing, but I think it turned out really well. I feel like every time I do a new video, my videos keep getting more complex and bigger now. So, yeah. If you like the things that I do, just let me know by hitting the like button. If you feel like I need to improve something, let me know in the comments so I can improve my video crafting skills. Or comment to tell me how much you liked the video, or just say hi. I read the comments. It's my favorite part of the day. If you really love my content and you want to see future videos from me personally, hit the subscribe button. And if you actually want to be notified, hit the bell. Okay, that takes care of that. I also would like to say we reached 300 subscribers! Honestly, I cannot believe I made it this far. But I wouldn't be here without any of you right now. Thank you so much for watching my videos over the years. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'm always looking forward to the completed video because I get to see all of you again, and it makes my day when I see all of you. I really do appreciate all of you watching my videos. Thank you so much. From yours truly, Local Master. Well, it's time to end the video now. I hope you have a great day today. I hope you really like my new video today, and hopefully the next video comes out a lot sooner than I think it is. I'll see you next time. Amy, girl, you gotta lay off those protein snacks, you know what I'm saying? Breaking my back over here.